Hi, I'm Dr. Kim or Dr. Tiffany, and I'm glad that you were able to come in today. It's nice to meet you, Jill. Would you like to come in and let's talk about what's going on? Can you tell me what brought you here
Sure.
today?
Oh, just a lot of stress and anxiety, just trying to juggle everything. Kind of got to the point where, I can tell myself, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that. But in the end, I just keep doing the same thing. So I figured maybe if I talk to somebody, I could talk it out and maybe make some changes.
Okay. And what is causing the stress or everything that you're trying to take on with your day?
Well, I work about 75 to 80 hours a week, and I actually am a mom and a wife, and I went back to school, and so I'm doing school as well. And then in addition to that, I actually own my own travel agency as well.
Okay.
So I have a group of 54 people that I'm working on their cruise, and they have a lot of questions, and a lot of them it's their first cruise. So I have that going on as well.
Okay, I understand. That load sounds very overwhelming. Is this something new for you, or is this something that you've been doing for a while?
Well, the working of the 75 hours a week, that's just how it's been for like the last 5 years.
Hmm.
Owning the business, I've owned it for probably 10 years.
Okay.
I've kind of like sometimes I'll slack and not really promote it, and then other times I'm slammed, and right now I'm a little slammed with that.
Okay.
And, I've been married for a long time. I got one kid in college and one in high school.
Oh,
So,
okay.
that's not really new either.
Yeah.
It was the school that kind of, I think, set me over the edge.
Okay. Okay. I do understand. Just that extra thing added to your plate. So,
Yes.
what can we do to help resolve some of these issues, or maybe diffuse some of the stress and anxiety that you're experiencing? What do you think? What have you been doing?
Well, you know, I go 90 to nothing until I just fall down from exhaustion, and try to get as much done as I can. I think I've kind of come to the point where I'm realizing I'm getting older and I'm not superwoman,
Right.
and
Right.
I can't put in the hours I think that I've been putting in, but then my boss kind of that's what she's used to,
Hmm.
so that's kind of the expectation.
Right. So you feel like cutting back on your workload is going to help with some of the stress and anxiety that you're experiencing right now?
That's really the only place that I feel like I can cut. I know that I'll be done with my classes in July, and looking, kind of towards making a change in the next few years as far as my career goes. My family already suffers, so I'm not going to take any more time away from them. One of the things that I always remember and I try to remind myself is, when I'm gone, my job is just going to replace me, and they might miss me for a day or two, but life goes on there. But my family, they're the ones that are going to miss me, and so I try to remember that's what's most important. So, like right now, the only thing I can see that I could cut back on would be the hours that I work.
Okay. And I did hear you say that your family is most important to you. They are your priority, sounds like. They hold a deep place in your heart, sounds like. What are some things that you do with your family that kind of helps you regroup throughout the week?
To be honest, during the week we're all running this way and that. My son's involved in every sport the school has, so I'm very thankful that I have friends that can. When I call and say I'm sorry I'm stuck at work, I think they've gotten used to it. They kind of give him rides, and um, so during the week, not a whole lot. We eat a lot of fast food, which that's not good, healthy for us. But on the weekends, we try to save one day where it's just family time and we do things together. We like to be outdoors, so we'll go kayaking or hiking or go to the beach. Just kind of whatever, and that's kind of like where we all just kind of slow down.
Okay, okay. Um, so it sounds like you do get to spend some quiet time with your family, but it sounds like y'all are actually busy then too. Y'all are moving about, hustle and bustle, even that during that time, but that is still quality time with your family. I do understand.
Yes.
In regards to de-stressing, is that a number one de-stressor for you, being able just to spend that time with your family?
Um,
Or do you do things outside of your
I
family
wouldn't
to
say
kind
that it. I was gonna say I wouldn't say that that's de-stressing. A lot of times, I almost feel guilty because I just think, God, if I could just have an hour
of? Hmm.
to myself, and just go sit outside and enjoy nature, or take a nap, or
Hmm.
go tan, or then I feel guilty because I'm like, I've already taken all this time away for work. So then I'm like, I'll just, someday when I can retire, I'll be able to have some time for myself.
Okay. Well, it sounds like that you do understand the importance of time for yourself. So being able to know what helps you when you're alone, that's very good. I think that's something that you did well in regards to working with. And as far as just finding that time, you should probably set aside a little time during the week specifically for you, not just when you can kind of incorporate it through the course of your day. Can you think of anything else that what does distract you or kind of take your mind off the hustle and bustle of the week? Is there anything else that you might do?
My dogs,
You don't.
no matter what, they're so happy to see me when I come home, and I always feel better if I just take them for a walk and it's just me and the dogs. And I've kind of neglected that once I went back to school because
Hmm.
it's just like, well, I really don't have that 20 minutes or whatever to take them for a walk. And I probably need to just give up 20 minutes of sleep to be able to do that again.
Well, it sounds like your dogs do take some time, and sounds like that's a little time for you to kind of relax and unwind, take in some fresh air, and that you've been kind of neglecting yourself from these past few days, maybe. So if you do build that back into your schedule, you'll find some way to diffuse and defoc and refocus and regroup for the day. It's kind of like exercising, sound like for you. It's a time to kind of regroup and get energized to go ahead and complete the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Well, I have enjoyed our time together. I I'm curious to know what are some other things that we can work on since you do feel like your plate is overwhelmed, and particularly since you've picked up these extra hours with school. They seem to kind of take a lot of extra time that you already had minimal time already. School wise, how are you going
I,
to continue to build that in?
um, I've got to get better. I've been telling myself for 3 years, you know what, today I'm going to leave early and I'm going to, 3 o'clock is quitting time, but
Mhm.
I've never left at 3 o'clock
Mhm.
or I mean, I have to be really sick to leave. But I think, I've got to get better and not just tell myself I'm going to try to leave by 3:30, but, maybe cut back. Because, I mean, some days it's 9, 10 o'clock when I leave. So, I've got to get better at saying I need to be out the door by 5 o'clock at the
Mhm.
very latest. And, you know, to just take back those hours, I think for me would be a huge starting point. It's just hard because I think, oh, when I get this done, I'll leave, and then this leads to that, to this, to that, and then all of a sudden, time has gone.
Hmm. Well, I do recall that you said that you have some type of support system to kind of catch things when the load gets overwhelming and busy and hectic. You do have someone to call on to kind of help you out through the course of the day. And I did hear you say that walking your dogs is kind of just relaxing for you, and that helps you kind of regroup and refocus for the day. And as well, you mentioned a cutoff time. So maybe just kind of paying attention to the end of the day, your cutoff time, holding yourself responsible for your cutoff time, being disciplined to say, okay, this is it, 5 o'clock, that's enough. I'm going to walk away and leave it here. Because a lot of times you might walk away and take it with you, you know? So walk away and maybe leave it there. Yeah, if you could just walk away and leave it there because it'll be there when you return. And I'm sure if you're able to regroup and get focused, you'll be able to jump into it excited and eager to go and not lose that desire that you have that you're so passionate about in working in that field already. I would like for us to regroup again. And I did make sure that you signed your consent and that you did agree to your consent holding this session, and then we'll continue to be able to meet again. That's okay?
Okay.
Okay. Well, I definitely glad to meet you since this is our first meeting, and I look forward to seeing you again next week. And I do want you to kind of work on being disciplined and structured in regards to paying attention to your time and maybe building in those extra 20 minutes of the day to kind of enjoy, just love on your dogs and take a little extra walking time. And use that
Okay.
support system. Use that support system that you have.
All right.
Thank you. I'll
Well,
see you
thank you.
again. Bye bye.
Okay.
Bye
Goodbye.
bye.